guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back. My name is Debbie if you don't know me, and this video I've been inspired to make because I've seen a lot of other creators make it, and it's going to be my 2020 kind of goals and things I want to achieve, my plans for the year. And I've been reflecting on this quite a lot whilst I was away on my holiday and since, because obviously once you start a new year, it's the natural thing to do is to start thinking, where is your life going, what do you want to achieve. So I thought I'd sit down with you and just basically just have a chat about that. And I was going to do it as a get ready with me, and I just thought, no, I'm just going to just sit down and just have a chat and not have anything distract me from the things that I want to say. So I'm going to start with my channel and then just talk a little bit generally about life. And I've got a few things written down so that I don't kind of veer off track, because it's strange just sitting here and talking to you guys because I don't do that very much. And I would say that's one of the first goals that I have for my channel, is to change up my content in such a way that I'm doing a bit more talking and a bit less applying makeup. So I'm still going to do all the tutorials, I love doing them, but I want to branch out a little bit more and to talk about makeup a bit more, like what inspires me to buy it, what I'm looking for in a palette, those sort of things. So I don't know if there's room for anyone else to do will I buy it, going on the wish list kind of video. I love watching those, but I don't know. I know they take a hell of a lot of work. I don't know if I've got the time to commit to doing them, to be honest, because the editing of those, when you watch them as a viewer, you have no concept of how much editing goes into those. And I do know now, having been on the other side of the fence and been a creator, how much work is in them. But they are fascinating to watch. So I want to do a bit more talking about makeup, about releases, but not perhaps in a structured way like every week or whatever. Maybe I'll do it once a month, something like that. And it might not be about new releases necessarily, but it might be like my kind of list, you know, the things that are on my wish list, the things I'm looking at buying, why I'm looking at buying them, what they're going to add to my collection, and kind of to inspire you guys as to what, you know, is out there, what you might want to pick up if you're into colourful makeup. And also if you're, you know, not knowing where to start and what things to pick up if you're new to colourful makeup, I think a series on that could be interesting. But I don't know, I'm just running through ideas in my head at the moment. I'm trying to think, because it moves me on to my kind of next goal really, and that's, I do want to grow my channel. When I started my channel, I was just so excited to have a channel at all, and I was just so grateful to have, I think I started off with around about 45 subscribers on day one. I was very lucky because I had a shout out from my friend Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, and that attracted quite a lot of subscribers before I'd even really started. So that was amazing. But growth throughout this year, I've been doing this since March, so March 19 and beginning of March, and to get to December, my total currently, as I'm sitting filming this, is 584 subscribers. But when I look at like the effort that I'm having to put in, my growth has been quite slow, and the only way that I do seem to grow is if I collab with others. But I want to stand on my own. I want people to find me because my content is good. I mean, I love collabing with people. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking like, what am I doing wrong? And if I was going to be on the negative side, I'd be like, you know, am I too old to do this? Is that why? And then I think, no, it's not to do with that. It's that my content isn't good enough. Like, if people aren't watching, they're not watching for a reason. So either I'm not putting out the type of content that people want to watch, and I think that has changed a lot in the last year. I think old school YouTube, which I love to watch, tutorials, etc., aren't what the majority of people want to see. So I still want to do some of that because it's what I enjoy, but I've got to consider, if I'm putting in on average 15 hours a week on top of my full-time 35-hour-a-week job, then, you know, it's got to pay off in some way. And I don't mean like in monetary terms, but I want people to be watching it, else I may as well just sit and be doing my makeup in my room and not filming it. So I want people to watch it. So I need to mix things up, I think. And my goal, and I don't know, it's perhaps too much of a lofty goal at the moment because YouTube is messing around with the subscriber counts, and I'll come on to that in a moment. But my goal is to get to 1,000 by my anniversary of starting my channel. So I'm at 584 and I want 1,000. So we're looking at 416 subscribers in 2 months. I think it's impossible, but I think you've got to set the bar high. There's no point in having a goal and saying I want to get 20 more subscribers or whatever, because that will probably just naturally occur anyway. So I want to set my goal high. If I don't achieve it, then I've got to relook at things again and think, okay, so what am I going to do differently? Because if you keep doing the same, then the same things will happen. And people find you, you know, bit by bit, and I will grow ultimately. But I want people to find me and to have a bit of a buzz around me. So I think for the longest time I didn't feel worthy of having a channel, and I don't know, is this, you know, I don't know, there may be some creators watching because I have some friends here on YouTube, which has been the best thing about starting my channel, honestly, is the support and just, you know, the community spirit that I've encountered since starting my channel is just incredible. But as a creator, when you started, if any of you can cast your minds back to that, did you feel like you kind of weren't worthy of having the subscribers, that you were kind of, you know, that you were an imposter, I suppose, you know, like you weren't a real YouTuber? I still don't feel like a real YouTuber, and I think maybe, and I don't know if it will, but reaching that 1,000, which has been my goal really from day one, if I'm honest with myself, you know, just would it give me that validation internally to kind of say, yes, I am doing this and people are watching and, you know, I'm being successful at this, you know, because to get 1,000 subscribers, I thought before I started this would be really easy. I'm not going to lie. I thought you would grow each time you uploaded a video, more people would find you, but it's way harder than I ever imagined and way more work than I imagined. But having said that, I absolutely love it. But, you know, for me to grow as a person, you have to have goals. So, you know, and I don't want it to come across like I don't appreciate those of you that have been with me from the start, because I absolutely do. You know that. Like, you know, I absolutely do. But, you know, I just would like to sort of feel that what I'm doing is interesting and that people want to watch it. So, and I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has supported me from the beginning, because those comments warm my heart. When somebody says to me, I had a comment and I wish I knew your name, Tazzy Two Shoes, because you just say the nicest things. And when you said that I inspire you and you've often followed along with my tutorials, like, that is an amazing thing to hear as a creator, and it spurs me on to want to do it more. So that's incredible, and just the support from those around me. But I've got to feel like internally that I'm doing a good job of this, and that, you know, that my efforts aren't in vain, really, I suppose. So with that comes the other things that I want to try and improve for my channel. So I look at, and I think comparison is the thief of joy, I've said this before, but I look at other people's channels and I can see where mine is lacking straight away. And some of it was just, and still is, technical knowledge. So I really want to improve the quality of my videos. Now, I almost don't want to point this out because if you haven't noticed it, you're going to be looking for it now. But I go in and out of focus so much when I'm close up, which is why I've tried to move away a bit from the camera. But then I've had people saying they'd like to see close up what I'm doing. So I need to find a way of getting everything in focus. And what happens is, annoyingly, something else will be in focus, like my hand will be in focus, but my eyes won't. But I'm in the little square. There's like a square on the screen when you use autofocus with the camera that I've got. I use the Canon M6 mirrorless camera. It's a good quality camera, and I use a fixed focal length 22mm lens, so I don't have a zoom lens on it, but I use that because of the high aperture that it has, so I can get a lot of light. And I'm pleased with my light and how crisp and clear everything is, but the focus thing is driving me crazy. And also I've stopped doing 3 looks, 1 palettes because I can't seem to get the tone, you know, the white balance the same every time I film. So if I film over 3 days, you've got a different colour Debbie every time you see a different look. So it's those sort of things that are holding me back from kind of making more content, because I want to put out good content. I don't, you know, some of the things I put out I've not been 100% happy with. So I think going forward, if I'm not 100% happy with the video, it's better to have no video than one that I'm not happy with. So I'll probably be uploading less videos than I perhaps have done in the past. And I have been doing that anyway. I'm probably just putting out 2 or 3 a week, but trying to make them, you know, tip top and putting a lot more thought and effort into them to get them to be better. Because I think I'll be prouder of them then, and I think hopefully that might work as like a strategy to improve things. But also I would like to learn an editing program. That's definitely a goal for 2020. I use iMovie, and as a beginner to editing, it's fantastic. Like, you can watch a tutorial for about half an hour and you've got everything you need to know about it, because it doesn't do very much, to be honest. So all I really do is just do some cuts and remove some of the speech and put some music over those areas and fade it in and out. And I can do picture in picture, and that's kind of all I can do. But it's becoming limiting now, and I'd like to get a bit more creative. But having said that, I'd like to get Final Cut, and I can afford to get it, but I don't want to get it and then not have the time to learn it, and I don't know how complicated it is. So I need to spend some time researching that, but I just don't have the time to do it. So I'm hoping I can have a few days off in March and kind of regroup, because I've got a little bit of annual leave left. My annual leave year starts in April. So to be able to take some time to look at sort of some of the things that I'm not so happy about with my channel and work out how I can change them. So my background, for example, I love my panda picture, but if I move, and I'll do it so you can see that bit of light in the mirror frame of my panda picture, and it's from my soft boxes at the front of the room, but I can't really lay things out any differently because the room is very small. So I think the panda might have to go. I love that picture though, and it suits the aesthetic of the room. But maybe it will stay, but I'll just have to be a lot more conscious of how I'm moving around. But I do forget, and then you can see that, and that bugs me. I think I'm my own worst critic, really. But there's so many things that I don't like about my videos currently that it kind of gets me down a little bit, and I don't want to then put them out. And also, like, I'm having a little bit of lighting in the background. I've kept my Christmas lights up because they're just stars. I think colourful stars are fine. But then you can see like the wire just there coming down. So I need something else in this part of the background, or maybe to get like a background on a frame. But then I think a more organic background I prefer if I'm watching videos to see that. So yeah, I'm just having lots of thoughts about how can I improve things. The things I'm not going to do, it's not me and I just won't do it, is to do sort of the clickbait kind of thumbnails and titles and whatever. And I know they get views, and it's what hooks people in, and I'm the worst for that. If I see those, I want to watch them. But it's just not really me and my personality. So it's got to be authentically me, but I still think there's things that I can do. And I'm not going to be the first to review a product, because working full time and also living in the UK, I get the products later, and then I don't have time necessarily to get the videos done before everybody else. So it's thinking of what is my hook, what's my thing that's gonna, grab the attention of people. So that's kind of a long-winded way of saying I really want to improve my channel in 2020 and take it a lot more seriously than I've done previously, and not just, normally I sit down and I film just what I feel like filming, and I think I need to have a bit more of a schedule and a bit more thought and planning around it if I want to get to where I want to be. And it's not to monetize. I don't want to monetize my channel. I don't think I'll ever put ads in my channel. I don't know, I may change my mind on that, but I personally hate ads when I'm watching videos, so I'm making the channel for my enjoyment and my growth as a person, but I'm also making it for those of you that are watching it. And I think the majority of people, if they're honest, don't like the adverts and having to flick through the adverts or sit through them because they know that, you know, the creator's getting the money from them. So some people are so lovely that they'll sit through them. I do it for my friends, but you know, I don't really like adverts, so I don't really want them in my videos. So, and you know, I've got a full-time job, so I don't need to monetize my channel. So the growth isn't about the money. What it's about for me, as I say, is validating the channel and, you know, am I wasting my time? Am I doing something that's worthwhile that people actually want? And just gaining that bit of confidence, I suppose, that you get when you see your numbers grow. But this is a very hard time on YouTube to grow, I think, as well. I think when channels started, it was very easy because there weren't very many people doing it and production values weren't as high. So, you know, people were filming with a phone, which, you know, you absolutely can, and you can get a great result from the phones that are available now. But we're going back, you know, years ago, and the quality, you know, if you go back and look at some of the really big YouTubers and look at their first videos, they were terrible, you know, and everybody's are at the beginning, but going back, it wasn't such a production, and now everybody expects it to be this amazing production, but you're a one-man band trying to balance lots of other things and trying to create something amazing, and it's not easy. But added to that, YouTube themselves are not making it easy for creators, and quite a lot of the people that I watch have spoken out on this, and I've noticed it for myself just recently. So I've said I'm on 584 subscribers, but I get like an email notification if people have got their subscriptions kind of visible, then I get an email that somebody subscribed, and I think I've had about 10 of those emails this week, but I'm still on exactly the same number. And what happens is, as soon as I upload a video, instantly 2 or 3 people are unsubscribed, and I don't think there's anything I'm doing that's upsetting them. That's what I did think at the beginning, but I don't think it's that now, because I've heard other people saying exactly the same thing is happening to them on a bigger scale because they've got more subscribers. You know, some people are losing 100 when they first upload. I'm losing 2 or 3, but when you're trying to grow your channel and you make a video that you're proud of and that you think is going to do well, and then the first thing that happens as soon as you upload it is that you lose 2 or 3 subscribers, you're like, you know, would I have been better to have not uploaded anything this week, and then my channel might grow and my kind of aspirations, you know, might be reached quicker. But then I do this because I love it. So I hope this is making sense. I don't want it to come across as whingy at all, but I just wanted to kind of just sit here and just chat with you guys, because I don't do that very often, not in this kind of way. So yeah, so there are lots of goals and ambitions for my channel that I have, and one of them as well, on top of that, is just to have that kind of chatty confidence on camera. Some days I can do it, other days it's a real struggle. I don't know, again, if you're a creator, let me know down in the comments, is this a thing for you as well? Some days it naturally comes and I can chat away like I'm doing now, and other times I'm stumbling over my words, I'm to make all these cuts, and maybe it's because I'm just not in the mood or I'm tired, because I either have to film really early, like 5 in the morning, so that I can leave for work for 7 and I can get all the filming and editing done before I go. Or I'm doing it when I get home from work and I've been out of the house for 10 hours and then I'm shattered and I'm trying to film then. So maybe it's that, because when I film at weekends, I find it a lot easier and a lot more articulate. So yeah, but I'd like to just feel like I can be myself, like I'm being now. I'm just being completely honest with you guys and telling you how I'm feeling about my channel and how things are going. And I think I've always tried to be authentic, but I've always censored myself a little bit in what I say, so I don't come across a certain way. And I think that needs to stay in 2019, and I need to be a lot more real and just say it as it is and how I'm thinking, without being offensive to anybody. And hopefully you'll take it in the right way. Also, a goal for my channel, I've done quite a lot of collabs actually in 2019, and I love to do them. And going hand in hand with the sort of time management and planning, I think I'd like to schedule a lot more of those in. They do cause me some stress, because I've got that kind of thought that I'm going to let somebody else down if I can't, for whatever reason, get filmed and edited in time. But I think I just need to take a look at my planning schedule, and I need to only accept the things that I want to do and that I think I can do. But I've got aspirations to collab with a few people, but I daren't ask them. And that happens to me quite a bit. And I think it surprised me actually when I reached out to Adriene, Beautbean, and did that collab. I really didn't expect her to say yes, and she was so sweet and so lovely. So maybe I just need to be a bit braver and to just ask the people that I'd like to collab with, what's the worst that can happen? They can look at my content and go, oh, no, I really don't want to collab with her. Or maybe they can see something in me and think it's worth giving me a shot. And also I think, you know, all of us have been there at some point with a small channel, you know, a micro channel like mine, and they need that break, they need that chance to get seen. And I would like to help other creators that are maybe even smaller than me to, you know, develop that confidence and expand their subscriber base. And you know, if I find people that I think have got that spark, that potential, I'd like to be able to like mentor them in the way that Annette has done for me. So and Nikki as well. Nikki Raven has been awesome. So yeah, so there's some of the things that I want to do for my channel. In terms of life, so I want to find that self-care that I was lacking so much of in 2019. I seem to just flip from one thing to another, work-wise and home life-wise. You know, I just never had any time to myself. So, you know, I'll be leaving the house really early, go to work all day, come home, edit, go to sleep. And, you know, life can't be all about work. So I still want to put out, you know, probably almost as much content as I did last year, but be smarter about it. So multi kind of filming sessions, which I've been doing this weekend. I've worked all weekend this weekend. This is Sunday when I'm filming this, and I've managed to make 4 videos over the weekend, and that means now that I've got the 2 that I'm going to put up at the weekend, but I've got a couple to put up in the week, and I can maybe find myself some time to do the things I want to do while still pursuing this as my main hobby. And it is a hobby and it's fun, you know. It's not like I'm saying it's like, you know, it's a pain to do it. It's not that. It's just that I want to have that time to myself as well. I think we all need that downtime. So in terms of downtime, I want to start doing yoga. I've got a bad back. I've talked about this. If you have been around for a little while, you perhaps know, just before Christmas I had some major issues with my back where I couldn't even sit. So it's a lot better now, but it's still slight twinges now and again, and I want to start a yoga program. And I found a channel called Yoga with Adriene, and if you're in the same position as me and you want to do some working out from home and stretching, I've got no flexibility at all, so I want to sort that out. And I'll be 52 this year, and I don't want to be walking around like a cripple, you know, so I want to be a lot more fluid in my movements and you know, to learn to stretch and get that flexibility. So she's so inspiring but so sort of calm to watch. So I'll link her channel below actually, because she is the biggest yoga channel in YouTube, so you won't find it too difficult to find her, but I will link it because I did all of her yoga for bad backs and just found it so good. So she's just started a program that's 30 days of yoga with Adriene. She does it every year. She starts in January with a new program. So there are other ones out there, you know, from previous years, but it started, I think, on Thursday. Today's Sunday, I've not started, so I need to get my acting gear, and I'm going to start on Monday doing that in the mornings. The other thing I love doing is going swimming. I've got a gym membership that I'm paying nigh on £50 a month for, and last year I went about 10 times. So I need to start getting back to the gym and swimming and just light weights, and, you know, just for the social aspect and getting out of the house as well, because I spend most of my time either at work or locked up in my beauty room, and I don't speak to anyone apart from, you know, if I'm messaging people. You know, I think we're all becoming very like insular, aren't we, because of social media. It gives us a way to communicate, but it stops you having friends in real life so much. So that's another goal for me, is to not just to be meeting people online, which is incredible, and I've made some amazing friends through Instagram and YouTube, but I want to have some more in real life friends, and that's not an easy one for me. I seem to really struggle to make friends and keep them. I think I've got very different things that I'm into to the average person of my age, which, you know, is kind of what prompted me to start my channel in the first place, to find other people, you know, of my age or any age really, that are into colourful makeup like I am. But you know, I love my vinyl and music, and I think a lot of people my age, you know, they've got kids or grandkids, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with that at all, but, you know, we're just at different life stages, we like different things. So, you know, I've got maybe 3 friends, that's it. So, sounds really sad, but that, you know, and I kind of choose it that way because they're the people that you know, that I do really get on with. But I want to expand my friendship base, and as I meet people in real life, and I'm going to be meeting Annette in Las Vegas. Like, a little bit nervous about it, but so excited about it. So that's going to be my first holiday, and I'm going at the end of April with my best friend Adriene, and we're going to meet Annette in person, and I'm there for 5 days. So I'm just so excited. I've been to Vegas 20 years ago, and I can't wait to go again. I've been watching Annette's spin-off channel that she has, which is Las Vegas with Annette. I'll link that channel as well down in my description, and check it out, guys, because she's doing such an awesome job of these vlogs where she's showing you around her hometown, because she's been a Las Vegas local for 10 years, so she knows all the places to go. So she'll be able to act as our tour guide, I'm hoping, whilst also, you know, just getting to know her. It's just going to be amazing. But I want to meet other creators, and, you know, in real life, not just by chatting on Instagram. So I'm going to try and make that happen. Like, that was a dream of mine, to meet Annette. I'm making it happen, and I just want to do a bit more of that. So that's definitely something that's on the radar for me next year, and perhaps going forward as well. And I've got some other travel that's going to be coming up in my plans. I'm going on a cruise with my mum 2 weeks after I get back from Vegas. I've got basically just turn around the clothes and back in the case, and off I go on a cruise in France and Spain. It sails from Southampton, which is my local port. Well, it's not local to me, but it's the UK port, so no flying involved, which is better for mum. And kind of cruise, it's a little ship that cruises down some rivers, so it goes to Avilés, Santander, La Coruña and Bordeaux. So that'll be exciting, because they're ports I've never seen, and I love cruising. And it's with Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, which we've never been with, which is a lot smaller ships. So I think my mum's going to love it. So I always love holidaying with my mum, because it gives her the chance to do something. She's going to be 82 this year, and, you know, if I don't go with her, she hasn't got anyone really that will go with her. And we've got very different things that we like to do, but when we cruise together, it works really well, because there's something for every age group on a cruise, and she can go off and do different things to me, and we can meet up in the evenings and kind of compare notes on what our day was like. So it works out well for us. So I'm doing that in May, and then I'm back at work for 4 weeks. I don't think the boss is very happy about this whole situation, because I'm like, I'm in for 2 weeks, I'm off, I'm in for a couple more, but it's going to be such an exciting time. And then I'm going away in June for 2 weeks to Corfu, and we haven't been to Corfu for 20 years, and it was our place, me and my husband. We went 4 years on the trot because we loved it so much. We go to a place called Paleokastritsa. It's like a fishing village set in like a mountainside, but it's coastal. You know, you've got kind of a small marina and a beach and whatever, but it's not a resort as such really. But there's lots of nice walking, nice scenery, and it's just gonna be a total chill out. And I think for those 2 weeks I'll probably pre-film if I can, which is another goal, going back to my channel goals a bit, but yeah, try and pre-film. But while I'm away, probably try to have a bit of a digital detox and just totally relax on that holiday, because I don't even know whether we'll have Wi-Fi at the hotel, and it's set under a cliff, kind of, this resort. So I'll probably just completely chill out for those 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to that. And that's kind of as far as I've got in terms of planning. So to the end of June, that's kind of all I'm going to be doing, and then I don't know for the rest of the year really. So I'm having most of my annual leave in one block, so it'll be lots of work after that, but lots of focusing on doing my YouTube and my job at work, which incidentally I don't really talk about my job. I think it's something completely separate to what you guys know me for. I work in an office, that's really all you need to know, I suppose. So some of you I know from work watch me, so my channel isn't a secret. You know, everybody knows that I do it, and I rock up to work in the sort of looks like I'm wearing now quite often, so they do know I do it, but nobody really takes that much notice, if I'm honest. So there's one or two people that say they watch, but yeah, so that's kind of my goals for 2020. Yeah, so I hope this was somewhat interesting. I've been really enjoying watching other people's ones of these, so I hope it is. And if you've got any video ideas for me, because I've really got nothing too much planned, I've probably got about 2 weeks in advance kind of in my mind what I want to do, but other than that, not so much. So if there's anything specific that you want to see me film, I did a haul video, I'll link that down in the description box and also at the end of the video and in the cards for you, so you can have a look at what products I've recently picked up. That might give you inspiration of what you want to see a bit more of. But just, you know, in general, what sort of things would you like to see from me? Is it tutorials? Is it more chatty content? Do you want a bit of commentary about what's going on in the beauty community and my 2 penneth on that? You know, I'd always want to keep it on the positive side though. I'm not really a scandal merchant as such, but yeah, so let me know, I'd love to know. But thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are. And if you would consider subscribing, then I'd love to have you, and let's make it a wonderful 2020. Okay, chat to you soon guys, bye.